Ready? What are you doing? Looking for eyeshadow? What's the point? It's a goddamn podcast. You gotta spit that dog shit out of your lip. It's gonna sound like you've had a stroke. I'll be fine. You should put your phone down so you're not checking your Twitter while we're doing this. Let's be a little more professional and focused. What's the matter with you? How many followers do you have on Twitter?
Are you? Is this recording already?
Oh, this is happening. Hey,
oh,
hey, this is Jason Rouse and
Jason. Hey, Radio Raheem.
Welcome to the Safeword podcast. My guest, Yannis, Pappas.
Safeword, huh?
Yeah.
So this is a mainstream podcast.
Do you have a safe word?
This is a mainstream, huh?
When you got a transvestite prostitute like curb stomping your nutsack, do you have a word?
Yeah.
Get off?
No.
Uncle Joe?
The word is Jason Rouse, and she goes, "Oh, I know him. I'm a fan of his comedy."
What kind of comedy?
Your comedy?
What is it? What do you got for me? On my don't give a shit list.
What would it slouching towards Gomorrah is what I would call.
Is that anything to do with Sodom?
Yeah. Slouching towards Gomorrah. Gomorrah
is
was
that some sort of a Greek philosophy?
In the Bible,
oh,
Gomorrah
God,
was
here we go again.
Was where all the sins and all that shit happened. And Robert Bork, who was a conservative judge in America, wrote a book called Slouching Towards Gomorrah. And I think that should be when you die in a few years. That should be your autobiography. Your biography. I'll write it called Slouching Towards Gomorrah.
What does the word Gomorrah mean?
Gomorrah was a city, you fucking Canadian idiot.
Okay, so there was a city full of degenerates.
Yes, Gomorrah.
Yeah, you know what it's called
and
now?
God bombed them.
Vegas.
It's
called Vegas.
It's got an
now.
E in it, you Canuck.
Vegas?
Hey, why do they call them the Toronto Blue Jays? Shouldn't they just be the Toronto Blue A's?
You like
Vegas.
You go to Canada.
I like Canada. Everyone's nice up there.
You know you got to put the microphone near your mouth. Look like you're trying to fight off a customer.
Everyone can hear me. Look, you can check the levels right here. You see, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But we went for a nice walk around Brooklyn.
Oh, we did, yeah. We did. You took some nice pictures.
Took some photos.
You took some photos.
But you grew up in this neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. This is a great interview.
You're such a cunt.
Is this your talk show on my couch?
All right. What do you do?
What do you mean I'm a cunt? This is what we do. We're called ball breakers. I'm a New Yorker.
Are you a comic?
Break. Huh?
You know I'm one of the biggest.
Oh, yeah.
Ball breakers.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to talking about banging up, ringing out your mom's cunt. How you doing? My name's Jason Rouse. Hey.
Do I really sound like that?
Yeah. Balls in, balls out. Have your listeners judge if that was a good impersonation. Hi, everybody. It's Jason.
I'm sure they'll get right back to you. You know my listeners can't read.
Yeah.
How are they going to write a letter?
They're not going to be able to. Yeah, I'm from New York. Yeah.
You're from New York, but your fan base is what? The
My
elderly? What do you do?
I don't have one, man. I'm trying to get on your podcast.
Well, you do shows and
I
people
do shows.
show up.
Yeah, I'm a comedian. Nice to meet you.
You do comedy?
Yeah.
When?
That's what they...
Get out of here. I thought you were working at Joey's Slovaki hut.
Part-time. Yeah, I'm at the Slovaki hut. Part-time. Me and Manolis, we're a Greek comedy duo. Manolis Zantanos.
Tim Nasiopoulos, Angelo Zaroukis.
Yeah, we're all together.
It's called Oceans Who Gives a Fuck.
It's called, it's called Greeks. It's called the Greek Pyramid.
You guys love each other, don't you? It's sickening.
We like each other like you cutters like each other, you know?
Well,
everyone has their group.
Do you want to explain the cutters?
Self-harmers.
So you think
your fan base.
You think a lot of my fans cut themselves?
Absolutely. While they listen to your comedy and cry and laugh at the same time.
So let's break it down.
Did you ever cut yourself?
No, I was never into that shit.
You never were?
No. I've had people cut me.
Do you need a girl to cut herself for you to get hard?
You told me you wouldn't bring this up. Yes.
All right.
No. I don't like it. When I see cigarette burns on the arm, actually, that's not true. Yeah, I do. Yeah. You're right.
Let's be honest. Let's say what? Honestly, legitimately.
Yeah, but all your
20% of your fan base.
I wear all my perversions on my sleeve. You're like, you belittling my lifestyle makes you feel great because you're the biggest closet scumbag.
I don't have to belittle your lifestyle.
You're jealous.
Your lifestyle.
Because I walk around with
you worship a goat.
No sense of guilt.
You worship a goat.
I own it.
You worship what my people
You-
eat for holidays. Goats.
No, I've never
Jamaicans.
worshipped a goat.
Jamaicans eat your god. Did you ever think about that?
I've had curry goat.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
You've eaten
My God?
your god?
I'm God.
Yeah. How much do you worship? Let's talk about sadism. So
I worship nothing.
wait, but you worship the devil.
Oh, God. I am the devil.
I know that.
And anybody who's met me.
Yeah. No, I'm not into being Greek, you know. I wear mine on my sleeve too. Why, just because I'm not tatted up and I got big holes in my ears? I'm not wearing it on mine? You act like I'm this conservative, suited up person.
Yeah, I think you're a little square.
Oh, am I a little square?
I think you're a little
How
square,
so?
Yannis.
Is that because I don't... Why am I a little square?
I think you always had the potential. You're pulling a, what's his name that used to have his own show from
Anyone
Dennis Miller.
Anyone compared to you is square.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's why I appear square.
But I don't hang out with people in the comedy community that much.
You hang out at biker bars.
I hang out where there's fun
Yeah.
with interesting people.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
Not a
over
bunch
there.
of nerds stumbling around, banging their heads into each other and talking about how they can't get fucked.
You want to know where I
My
hang out?
balls are empty.
You know where I hang out?
My balls are empty.
You want to know where I hang out?
We're at church.
Home, because I'm
Oh, yeah?
40.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm over. I'm done.
Why?
Because I'm 40, man.
What does that mean?
It means I'm too tired.
I know. You're just lazy.
You're just holding
You're
on.
perpetually
Look,
lazy.
you're 35.
I'm 68. I'm 40. It's my birthday coming up.
You're 40, right?
I'll be 44.
Oh. Take back a few years. I like your style.
But I don't feel 44.
I think I've known you since you were 44. So how old are you now?
Well, let's talk a little bit about that.
Let's talk.
We went to school.
This is going to be your most listened to podcast, by the way.
I doubt it.
Oh, it will be.
I doubt it.
I am the most coveted podcast guest when I can pronounce podcast. So we went to school together.
Kinda.
Yeah.
For a brief time.
Mm-hmm.
I was involved in a school in Canada.
We went to Humber together.
We went to Humber. You went to the New York program, which capsized shortly after it was done.
And we're the only two people who... No, there's a few people in Canada that had careers after that.
There's a few. There's a handful. Deborah DiGiovanni.
Yeah, funny
from
girl.
our class, and a handful of other people.
Did she had a Showtime special, I think.
I think she did, yeah.
Is she in the States or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lives in West Hollywood.
Oh.
I've run into her from time to time.
Okay.
And who are your crew? Who's going on to... Didn't you have somebody who was a writer?
Matt Pearl had a little bit of a... Yeah, he still does. Yeah, he's a writer. You know? He wrote for Best Week Ever and...
No performers.
No stand-ups. No, I'm the only one.
And you were going to quit. I remember that day you called me crying.
Yeah, I had a
Road
couple
man.
years. I had a couple years where it took a couple years to get back into it, yeah.
What was your disconcern with the
I
whole
got
thing?
shot with a gun, and I needed to go walk the life like the Buddha and find out what this world was all about.
That was after you got shot?
Yeah, it was after I got shot. I got shot in 2001.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I took, yeah.
was a
Yeah, you
setup.
knew me there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew me before that. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it was when I first started. It was right after Humber, 2001.
Mm-hmm. I remember when you said it
We
was a
ended
setup.
Humber was 2000 to 2001, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So it was that summer in
Yeah.
May, right after Humber ended, and I just formed that sketch group that I had, which I formed out of Humber, which was me, Matt Pearl, who was a producer at ended up becoming a producer at Best Week Ever. He was my writing partner. Dan Fleming, who was very funny, who used to be in the Burt Furschners. They had a pilot at Comedy Central, and he was real funny. You remember Dan, kind of balding guy?
Yes. Yeah,
Brian
yeah.
Brian Hobson, also very funny guy. He's still doing like acting and stuff, so he's still doing it. He's not doing stand up though.
We shot a pilot for a commercial or something, didn't we? That
Yeah,
was in the shower.
with my sketch group. Yeah, with Carla.
That's right.
That guy who played the bunny, he ended up dying. He died.
Of what?
He was an art director. Jesse's friend,
Uh-huh.
and he was a art director at an advertising agency. He had a faulty valve. He died with Jesse, just the two of them. They were hanging out in his living room. He was eating like a stew, and he had
His artery tore?
he had a flap. I can't remember what it's called. Where he
Okay.
had like this flap that would close, and he had a heart attack right in front of him.
Fuck.
He died right in front of him.
That's heavy.
That's real heavy.
Especially when you know...
Je-
clearly-
Jesse was unaffected by it though. He's just kind of one of those guys. He's like, yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Have you seen people die in front of you?
I've never seen someone die in front of me. I've
wished it.
I've seen dying people.
Have you ever had somebody kind of lose consciousness when you're inside of them?
No. Have you ever had that happen for real?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yeah.
You keep going, or?
Hey, as long as the hole cries, I'm in.
Did you really have that happen for real?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the story.
Well, I was dating this girl, and she likes to be erotic.
Tell the true story. I'm curious. I think your listeners want to hear.
She had a tattoo of a zipper
I think
on
your
her
listeners,
fist flaps.
the listeners and the law
It
want to
was
hear
funny.
this.
I was in over my head. She was a little too much for me.
She passed out.
She passed out. She's strangling her with a phone cord, and I'm just getting ready to go in.
Yeah.
And it was one of those.
Are you telling the truth now? You're not telling the truth.
This has turned into.
What's the true story?
Dr. Phillips.
Did she pass out?
She passed out. I had to slap her across the face.
And she woke up.
Well, I slapped her across the face anyway and told her she fell. Because we were fighting a lot. And when she went under, I gave her a couple.
Now you date a lot of square girls. Why is that?
It's balance.
Yeah, you love those square girls.
I did a variety.
I'm being sarcastic.
Wait, I've dated some corporate type women.
Have you?
What do you do?
I date some pretty square girls.
Yeah, but what about those fucking hog rolls on the side?
I got no side, nothing.
No, I know.
Yeah, I never have any girls on the side.
What about street pigs?
There's no street pigs.
Oh, pigs.
Come on, interview me. You're doing great.
Huh?
You're doing great. Interview me.
I'm glad we did this.
Yeah. Did you plan out a bunch of questions?
Oh yeah, I've been researching your family tree.
How great is this, comedians? We all have podcasts, and basically we just record conversations with each other.
Yeah.
But we are funnier than everybody else, so it is entertaining.
That's true.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, some housewife podcast? She's cleaning the toilet while her husband's fingering her?
Yeah, it'd be pretty entertaining, actually. Pretty entertaining. How long have you had this podcast for?
Since the 80s.
Since the 80s?
Yeah.
That is about when you started, no?
Yeah, I started in 81.
How long have you been doing comedy now?
68
or
years.
whatever you call it.
I do, it's kind of like, it's comedy.
Shock therapy?
Shock therapy. That's a good show title.
Yeah. I remember you used to, do you still run around naked in the audience? That was some of the hardest I've laughed was in Ajax.
Oh,
When I went with you and Dylan
That's right.
to the Yuck Yucks in Hamilton. And you used to come out naked. I laughed. And then there was another guy there. He's a comic, been around for a while. White guy, surprise, it's Canada. He was tall, and I can't remember his name.
Younger or older?
Not Wallach. Was Wallach still?
Wafik?
Wafik. Is he still doing Canada?
Egyptian guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wafik, yeah.
With the awesome eye.
Yeah.
But it wasn't him. That was another time. This was another guy, and I can't remember his name. He'd been doing comedy for a while. Kind of a square kind of guy. Funny though.
Dylan.
Not Dylan.
Not Dylan.
Not Dylan. Some other guy.
Well, you came over.
And me and him were in the back
2000
just cracking up.
Yeah.
When you were running around the, you'd run around the
Going bananas.
saying you dropped something. Yeah. Like dropped a jawbreaker or something.
People would panic and try and go for the doors. I've
Yeah.
chased people out in the parking lot in winter naked. Mississauga.
It was fun.
A family ran out the door out of the club.
But you weren't only naked, you would tuck.
Not near the end.
Sometimes you just let it go?
Yeah, it was just like, come on.
You're naked.
We're going to do this right.
Yeah.
Get the old leather face out.
Yeah. Now you've traveled the world so much.
I have.
I'm
slowing down now. There's only maybe about. I still want to go to Poland and Germany.
What's your home? What do you like the best? You lived in Sweden for a while.
I like Sweden a lot. I don't know. I really enjoyed Iceland. It was beautiful. That place was fantastic.
How about Norway's got a death metal scene for you to fit right in?
Yeah, I prefer Sweden over Norway.
Where do they worship the goat the most?
I don't know. I don't hang out with goat worshippers.
I thought you were a devil worshiper. No?
I don't worship anything.
It's all an act, isn't it?
You're an act.
You like Jesus, don't you?
Yeah. I was fucking myself in the ass with a crucifix, with a handheld makeup mirror, going, "Is this how you find God?"
You're pretty normal outside. You do yoga.
I do yoga.
You helped me talk about the aesthetic in my room before.
Yep, about your throw rug from IKEA.
Yeah, I could probably get more expensive than a Kia.
You can do whatever you want.
Get something nicer.
I'm giving you a place to start from.
I appreciate
You
it.
go have a fucking unicorn skin thrown down here. I don't give a fuck.
But actually, your advice was pretty good. You know, you don't want to make it too cold in here.
I'm very underestimated.
Yeah, you're a good interior designer.
I do that.
Have you ever hooked up with a guy?
No.
Because the way you were talking about the rugs before, it made me suspicious that maybe you have.
Well, it was weird that you were kind of looking for your keys in my front pocket. Well, I'm trying to tell you about the paintings in here. That's kind of queer.
Well, not.
Are you sure they're not here? I'm trying to hang a painting here, and you're rifling through a hole in my pocket.
Not where I come from.
Looking
That's
for
not
Daddy's
queer.
hairy onion.
That's not what we call queer in Greece. I'm a Greek man.
Yeah, I know you do. That's why I don't even yawn around you.
Yeah.
'Cause you're gross. You and your kind.
Do you like trannies? No.
I know some trannies.
Have you ever hooked up with one? Come on.
Maybe in Holland.
Come on. I look at them as women. They're third gendered.
Third gendered. I don't know. I'm a little.
You don't like a hug?
No, I don't want to have weapons pulled out and go, you know what? Maybe I'll take my slingshot and go home.
You've hooked up with one though. You try stuff. I'm jealous. How was it?
It was a weird family reunion that year. You know, we all like to drink as toddlers.
Do any of them want to hook up with you? You ever get hit?
I've been hit on by fags, sure.
Come on, I'm not talking about guys. I'm talking about they're not
transvestites.
Transgendered.
Transgendered people.
They're not.
No, I usually get like the dude that's gonna commit suicide anyway.
Oh, Manolis.
Her. He's the only guy I know that's got a gut and scoliosis.
Have you ever posted the 1 times 2 times 3 times a Larry video we did?
Yeah,
that was really funny.
It was funny.
Yeah,
Manolis had no lines in it.
To the people listening to this, you should go watch 1, 2, 3 times a Larry. It's a little short we did with Jason that was really funny.
And the
bathtub video, which was hilarious.
But you went from ditch to what? Then you started doing characters.
Yeah, well, with me and Jesse shot those.
Was that out of frustration? Because I remember the stand-up thing. You were starting to do some stand-up a little more, and then
I was doing a lot of stand-up at the time. The characters I created in my stand-up, so I would like slip into them. I'd be like, hey, I got this crazy Greek uncle. I just made up that he was my uncle just to sort of build who he was, and I did the same thing with her.
That was loosely based on your uncle.
No.
Panos.
No.
You just pulled in through some Greek stereotypes.
He's very, you know Greeks. He's like the stereotypical. There's a lot of truth in who he is, Mr. Panos. But he's exaggerated, but he sort of represents all the foibles of Greek culture, the small-mindedness, the ethnocentrism, a little bit of racism, conspiracy theories.
And you must have some backlashes from that.
Oh, yeah.
You get like
I've had death threats from that.
Yeah,
straight up death threats.
From Greeks?
From Greeks, yeah.
Isn't it wild, huh?
Yeah, they get mad. They get really mad over comedy. It's hilarious. It's really hilarious.
Well, I'm sure the dialogue that comes back, you got to laugh. This is part of what you're talking about as the character.
Exactly. It's really funny. I'm like, you guys are not seeing.
Isn't that wild?
You are falling for this because you are this.
Yeah.
I love it. I
repost it.
Yeah,
I never
love
do anything that's positive, but if I've only in the last maybe year or so, I've only had maybe a half a dozen direct messages of "fuck you, die" kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this one lady had sent this thing, said, "You're terrible and how you're homophobic and racist and all this other things." And then I had to the amount of effort and specifics she was trying to hit all these hotkeys as far as to bookend me in this degenerate thing, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just amazing when people pay that much attention to comedy.
I'm flattered.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm doing something right. If you're getting all upset,
flattered.
Yeah, because we're not the ones out there. We're not the ones out there causing problems.
No,
we're making jokes. That's what we do. We make jokes. That's it. They're jokes. If you don't like them, it's either for a good
Fuck
reason.
off.
It's either because you're fucked and something's wrong with you and you're supposed to get angry at it, and that means it's doing a good job of agitating you or waking you up to things that you're not unenlightened about, or frustrating you for the right reasons because you're unenlightened, or it's because you don't like it. It's not your taste, which is fine.
Move on.
Move on. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just words. I mean, it's just
Comedy's
words.
like any dial radio station. Just go to the next
Go
channel.
ahead. It's not for you, man.
Stop it.
Yeah.
If you have the time to obsess and villainize a comedian or somebody said on the umbrella of comedy, you need to have some self-reflection and prioritize what the fuck.
Absolutely.
Stay out of my yard.
We're causing no harm. We cause relief. You may not find it funny, but other people do.
Yeah.
And that's just all there is to it. And if you're spending all this time fucking sending death threats to comedians, like you said, you really need to look at your own life.
And isn't it kind of like the paradox? Maybe I'm using that word incorrectly, but
Probably are.
the paradox
I
of,
haven't heard the
of,
sentence yet, but I'll put my money on you are.
of the internet, which is this endless amount of information, and yet the attitude towards people in comedy over the last maybe 10 years has been so politically correct. With none of this, they're not looking at the information they have access to build their argument. It's just like, I heard you say that.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it for
That's
them.
it, yeah.
They don't want to hear anything.
No.
You're just that person.
Yeah, and they want to feel powerful and their voice heard and important, so they, you know.
Yeah, but they're preaching freedom of speech, but
Yeah.
you just can't say this and this and this.
Most of all, they want attention.
Yeah.
Most of all, the negative comments are always
Probably
to
wouldn't
get
be mind
attention.
trying comedy themselves. in
Yeah,
some
probably
cases.
frustrating, yeah.
Closet
It's-
comics.
It's pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. It's a pathetic thing to watch. Like, you know,
What's some of the more PC places that you've run into in the U.S.?
as far as clubs or
Yeah.
clubs. You know what? I can't think of a place that really.
Did you have a
Censored.
situation where, you know, like you said with the internet comments and stuff, where people have come up, told the manager, you know, even after a good show?
Oh yeah, I've had that happen. Yeah, I've had that. Especially. Oh well, now you got me thinking. It's universities, really
Yeah.
college gigs, where they always complain. There was a protest after a show me and Nate did.
What?
Yeah, and
I
they
understand
didn't even
Nate, but why you?
know. Yeah, right. It was me. I don't know. I think I called some girl Marisol. She happened to be Latin, and I referred to her as Marisol, which is a Latin name.
Marisol?
Marisol.
Okay.
And it could have been about that or about a Jesus joke I did tell a Jesus joke at Seton Hall Law School. I was doing a gig there, and which used to be a Catholic school or whatever, and they freaked out about it. You know, it's just
It's
ridiculous.
retarded, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the schools are the most PC places.
Yeah.
They're just not fun to perform for.
And again, they grew up with the internet.
Yeah, they grew up
Yeah.
with the internet, and this generation is so coddled. They're so we're living in this period of extended youth where people are growing up so much later. Like, you know, when my dad was going to school, or like our parents were going to school, that generation, like not everyone went to school to continue this. You know, I'm just like going to school. People got jobs. By the time they were 24, they had fucking kids.
Houses.
But yeah, by the time you were 40, you were
Can
a
you
grandfather.
imagine being in your 20s? Like, my grandfather built his home in his 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
You know, 5, 6 kids before he was 30, you know.
My dad fought in a war before he was 30.
Yeah.
He was in a war, you know, he came back. And yeah, now people are, you know, it's like, you know, having kids and they're 30, they're acting like kids, and they are kids for longer. So kids who haven't experienced any real pain or had any real responsibilities, to be honest with you, don't really need comedy, because life has gotten so good.
Yes.
Things have gotten so good. They haven't experienced any pain. They don't need the relief.
Is this the age of decadence, like what the Greeks went through, where they're throwing up and eating because they...
Not decadence, more comfort. It's similar to like those ancient civilizations when they got comfortable before they fell. Like, we're not number one in the world. You know, the
No.
United States is not number one in the world in a lot of things that we used to be. In education,
I don't think
Yeah.
you're number 30 in the world.
we're number one in a lot of things, but in education, we're not. and a lot of achievements were not.
But that's been going on for 30 plus years.
It's I think,
Education, health.
yeah, it's all sliding down, and it's comfort. It's just comfort corrupts. You know, it just comfort corrupts, and kids are just way too comfortable. Everything's too plentiful. Video games, everything's just too easy, so they grow up later. So that's why they don't really appreciate comedy as much until they get older. You know, after they've experienced, because comedy is really just like you need to like experience some pain, the reality of life, to order really appreciate and need comedy.
What about mandatory a year in the military?
Yeah, nobody does that anymore either.
Isn't that Greek? You have to do that.
Of course, you gotta do that in Greece. I think
Norway.
more than a year. Most countries.
Yeah.
Canada, do you or no?
No.
Yeah.
No, you get to go kayaking for 6 months with your grandfather. No, there's none of that. But I think that's a great idea to get some sort of learn how to live in a harsh situation and gain some
absolutely
discipline and.
Well, maybe if not the military, which I can understand why people wouldn't want to go into. And with technology now, we don't really need that much of a standing army like we did with all the drones and shit we got now. But if not that, because that's rough. I think it should be mandatory. I've always thought it should be mandatory that every kid has to do like a year
before he's 30.
At some point, a year of social service.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like. I did social service for 5 years.
Did you like work in soup kitchens and stuff?
I worked at a SRO, which is a single room occupancy for formerly homeless people, like housing for people who are homeless.
It's good for your soul.
And it's good for your soul, but it's good so it makes you understand life. It makes you understand pain. It gives you perspective, and it gives you empathy and makes
Empathy
you a
is
full-rounded
key.
person. Yeah, an enlightened less judgmental, because a lot of these people don't have families. They don't have the advantages. They slip through the cracks, There's been plenty of times, most of us, we've had moments where we could have, if we didn't have friends or family to help out, we would have just fucking
faded away.
Ended up in a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
I remember one time. There was one time I was so broke. I mean, again, I was doing comedy and everything, but it was like my mom was in Greece. I remember I was in my 20s. My mom was in Greece.
This was before I knew you?
No, this is while you knew me.
Oh.
My mom was in Greece. Yeah, I was in my 20s. I had no money, and I didn't know how I was going to eat dinner. I had to call her from Greece and get her like credit card information to order Chinese.
Yeah.
I remember that night. It's brutal, dude. And it was like, and if I didn't have parents or something like that, and then a little bit of mental people, a lot of these people have mental illnesses that prevent them from, becoming
being productive,
successful. Yeah. And America's a cold place too. It's not like other countries where there's all these benefits and stuff for people. It's a very dog-eat-dog society. But it just makes you more of an empathetic, well-rounded human being. And I think socially, and it's a good thing for society. I think if kids did a year of social service while they're in college in whatever field, help the homeless or something else, it would benefit everybody. That's what I think.
Yeah. I have
This is hilarious.
No, it's I think as you were talking though, it's like I have a niece who's very
it's like your brother,
self-absorbed.
right? It's like your brother is always talking theories and stuff like that. Yeah, stop. It'd be great if somebody like that, instead of sitting in front of a computer, was out
with a sign on the picketing or something.
Yeah,
get involved, get your hands dirty.
Do something, or go help some people
From the comfort of your armchair.
Yeah,
pointing out injustice in the world is a very coward. Who gives a fuck? Because I don't know.
Go do something.
I don't. Yeah,
go help out.
Yeah, there's no value in what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You're just really indirectly holding a mirror up to something and pointing at it.
There's very rarely value in what you're saying if you're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can make a noise, but what are you doing? For me, I don't do much anymore, but I feel like I did my time. I did 5 years of that, 5 full years, and So like when Ted Alexandro, who's a great guy, is out there marching for justice and stuff like that, I'm like, that's great. I'm not doing it anymore. I did my time.
Yeah.
I did 5 years of helping people, and it was great. It was great while it lasted.
Well, you get to hear some stories too.
I experienced crazy stuff, man.
Some of the stuff.
I've been in psych wards. That was the worst experience.
Give me
Being
some
in
of that.
Safeword, Kings County Hospital.
How hot were the girls?
The girls were
Were they hot?
No.
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 None of them were bangable
Dude,
in the mental hospital.
Think about this. The psych ward, the emergency room psych
Love
ward in Kings County, Brooklyn, deep in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And the things I saw, I don't think about it a lot, but like I saw people actively, because it's just a madhouse there, and they're just trying to control these people. Like I saw people being restrained and injected with sedatives. I was there for about 8 hours. I was with my client at the time, who was what we used to call being 911, and that was when they would have
they trick them into the hospital.
psychotic episodes, and you'd have to 911 them, and then 911 mean you call an ambulance, they come,
They restrain
and
them.
then you
drug
go
them.
with them. Yeah, bring them in, throw a coffee cup in your head. I had a coffee cup thrown in my head. It was a lot of fun.
But the girls weren't hot.
The girls were not hot. No, I don't remember seeing any hot girls.
Did you see? Because some of them don't wear underwear. They
I
kick up a
remember-
leg on a table.
I remember seeing this kid
Oh
who
no!
was there.
Hold on, let me
He
make
didn't
cock up.
speak. He was like crouching down, like playing with food with his hands. He was going and stealing people's stuff, his food. And he was just acting like an animal.
Lost it.
It was a wild place. That was a wild place. I went there once. The other place I would go is in Carroll Gardens. It's a little nicer. Kings County
Is the worst of the worst.
I mean, just crazy.
Shutter Island.
Just crazy, yeah. Just crazy. And, it makes you realize that it would be nicer in America if those things were a little better funded. But, we spend all our money on wars. That's where our tax dollars go to.
Priorities.
Yeah. We do all that so all the rest of these countries can enjoy the oil and pretend like they don't. That's what I love most about it. It's like, yeah, we're always the bad guy, but fucking Canada, all of Europe, they're all benefiting from what we do.
America loves being the bad guy.
Yeah,
They're just being talked about.
Everyone's like, but you know what? We're just the face of it. We're all there. All the Western world is there in the Middle East and
definitely
getting that oil.
Anybody that shares are landlocked, they have to.
Yeah, NATO, all NATO, they're all involved.
But you do a
So
lot of
we take all the. Well, America's bad, but all those countries are right there with us, including Canada.
Have you run into problems with some of your political views reflecting on your television job?
No, I haven't. I have not. I had to get my tweets cleaned out when I got my job at Fusion.
Somebody had to go through all your tweets?
They went through all my tweets when we launched, because it was a big launch. We were owned by ABC and Univision, two huge companies, and it was the launch of a huge network.
How many did they pull?
They went all the way back, and not too many, maybe about 20.
Over 3 years?
A couple years, yeah. They went through them all.
Isn't that retarded?
Yeah.
Cover the paper trail?
But, there was like one thing I said, some blogger wrote something about, and so there was like a little bit of bad press for something I said, and then they just after that article they went back and cleaned all my shit out. No big deal.
They've hired people to go in your Twitter account.
They did
to sift through it.
Yeah.
For hours.
They did, and they
to cover their asses legally.
They pulled that. Yeah.
That's why I put all my shit. Everything's public. They can't come after me.
You're beyond the point of.
I'm
cleaning.
beyond.
You can't
clean.
You can't.
There's no cleaning.
There's no cleaning you.
I love it.
There's no cleaning
I
you.
I sleep perfectly.
There's nothing you could do. Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Baby's covered in blood.
There's nothing they could do. You're so far out there that it doesn't even seem out there.
Yeah, they're like, we need to block this. We need to get this away from our offices.
Yeah, they can't do. You can't be cleaned.
I keep coming back. I'm uncleanable.
Yeah, you're like, I'm trying to think of something.
Filthy.
Yeah, I'm trying
From
to
the
think of
center
something
out.
they can't clean. They just got to rip it down.
Burn it down?
They got to burn it down.
It's like an old abandoned building.
Yeah.
The plumbing's all right, but we got to burn this thing down.
Yeah, there's no
like
cure.
Freddy Krueger.
You're like herpes. There's no cure for you.
I keep coming back.
You keep coming back.
I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
You're just there. You can't be cleaned.
Boomer calls them love blisters.
Yeah, he has it, right?
Yeah, old Barnacle Bill.
Yeah, Joe List has herpes too.
I saw that on Ari's podcast, actually.
Yeah, he was very open about it.
Does he get it like full breakouts all over his face and dick?
No, just on his penis, and he just talked about how painful it was. He couldn't walk or anything.
That's terrible.
I am just so thankful I've never.
Oh, with the amount of holes I've drilled.
You've never got anything, huh? Oh, you got caught once.
Clap.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Cure that up with a couple of sugar pills.
Just a slice of ginger up your asshole. Bang your head on the corner 3 times and say abracadabra.
And that's it.
That's it. You're out.
How often do you do this podcast? You release one a week?
This isn't even recording.
We're just talking into mics.
I just rigged this toaster up.
Yeah, this is a good recorder. But how many do you do?
1 a week.
Nice.
I've been on hiatus, but we're back in the game.
You get a lot of big stars like that, like the FaceTime guy. Who do you get on?
Johnny Jackass?
Yeah.
Cletus? I don't have big stars.
How long's he been doing comedy?
I don't know. 6, 7 years.
No, he's a vet. He's been doing it.
Yeah, just because you stay hanging around doesn't mean you're doing it.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Nice. Canada always got good comedians.
You've been to my hometown.
Yeah, he's from Hamilton?
No.
Oh.
But Hamilton. When was the last time you were there?
Oh, man. Well, I've been up there. I visited you guys. I was with Manolis last time I was up there.
You did absinthe last time or something.
Oh, yeah, Manolis opened for me on those Greek shows.
How was that? How many?
Oh, my God, Manolis.
The old people.
Oh.
Manolis.
Oh, Manolis.
He had some ladies yelling at him because he did some church show.
Manolis.
What? What happened?
I can't remember specifically, but I told him not to do something, and he did it.
Oh, if you tell him, he'll go. He doesn't consciously. He heard you say it, and then he's supposed to mention it.
Yeah, but Manolis did fine, and Manolis is one of my favorite people on the planet. He's a nice guy. I love Manolis.
I love Manolis.com.
Yeah,
check it out.
Manolis is the greatest. I mean, he's a mess, but
45.
Yeah. I had to yell at. We got into a fight once. I had him stand at I'm always housing you goddamn fucks. And he was. I remember he was at my house. My girlfriend comes home. He's hammering out some chick.
Yeah, drilling her.
My girlfriend's like, Manolis is.
I remember that.
Yeah. I'm like, Manolis, what the fuck, man?
He doesn't have a grasp.
I yelled at him.
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing, man? I mean, come on.
Well, he's not used to that environment.
Yeah.
Your ex was like a business professional.
She was a
She's
nice
not
girl.
running a whorehouse full of fucking
Exactly.
degenerates.
Like, she's not coming home. Like, I'm doing.
She stayed there
Yeah, she lived there.
for how long? Did you know that she was coming?
My girlfriend?
No.
Manolis' girl?
Yeah.
No. That was.
Manolis just showed up with her.
I wasn't there. I was on the road.
All right, so you gave
Manolis
up
was
at your
staying
place.
there. Yeah, and I went on the road for the weekend or a day or a one-nighter or something.
Yeah.
And Manolis was staying.
Did he show up while you were there, or did he get? The
He was
keys while
already
you-
there. Yeah,
Okay.
he was there. He was there already. He was there already, and I left for like a weekend gig or something. He was, he was staying for like a week and a half, or I don't remember, but it was no good. He knew it was no good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's an animal.
yeah.
I gave him shit. It was doing
I mean,
university.
I don't think I mentioned to him like, "Hey, don't bring home any whores."
Yeah.
I just
You
figured
assumed.
maybe he would,
Have some class.
have some class, and boy, was I wrong.
I was doing a university gig. And I got him. I don't think he was even working for Yuck Yucks yet. I have him come open for me, and he's getting blowjobs from the staff at the university. I go, don't do this here. You're getting sucked off in the handicap washroom with some pig that's signing my check. If this goes bad,
Yeah, and your check's affected. Manolis, he's a great guy though. Great heart, great guy. I love Manolis and George Zantanos.
George doesn't like me.
George does not like you.
I'm not allowed.
You can't blame him.
It's all right.
You got to really know you to like you.
That's fine. I don't want to know everyone.
Yeah, if somebody sees you from the outside, you can't blame them. Look at you. You look like a red flag walking down the street. You wear gold teeth.
but what? Why is that?
Because you're a sociopath and you dress different and you don't care. You have no emotions. You laugh.
No, honestly, you've known me for 14 years, 15 years.
Yeah, you're different, man. I mean, you shouldn't. You do a lot of stuff.
I do some different things.
Yeah, you do some different things.
But I'm not hurting anybody.
Well, sometimes you are.
Sometimes I am.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you
Do you have
do, yeah.
Snapchat?
No.
I do scat chats.
Which
I'm bringing them back.
You shouldn't.
It's got a 7-second video. I put the phone right near the old mud hole, and then I just shoot logs out into the toilet. And Boomer's been saving them for almost 2 years now. So when you click on it, it's going to be about 600 dumps in a row on a loop.
You just do it on Periscope or
on Snapchat.
Snapchat. Wonderful.
I'm an artist. You can add me.
Now, why is that hilarious to you?
Because it's so
Disgusting.
antisocial.
Yeah.
I love antisocial behavior.
Because you're a psychopath or no?
Of humor.
Do you think you're a psychopath? Do you feel emotions? Do you feel empathy? Do you think of other people?
Yeah, constantly.
Do you? Mm-hmm. So maybe you're not a psychopath. But if you are a psychopath, I'm glad you're in comedy. You're not a CEO of a company.
Do you think you could kill people there?
No. Do you fantasize about killing people?
Buddy, I call it an erection in the morning. Oh, sometimes I can, when I have it intense enough
Innocent
dream.
people or people who deserve it? What do you want to do?
I don't know. What neighborhood are you in now?
No, if you had to choose, which one? Which one gives you more pleasure? Innocent?
Well, they're babies. I don't know if they're bad babies. And that
you want to
takes
kill
me back.
You want to kill babies?
Just wrestle them tired.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have kids, aren't you?
I don't know, man.
I bet you're pregnant.
I think that's what you.
By 2017.
I'm not gonna be pregnant. I look pregnant now.
I know. I love that.
Greek guys just get a gut.
Gunt.
When we cross 40, we just have a gut.
Yeah, it's called giving up. Manolis had a gut when he was 14. He's only known the guy who got a beer gut from root beer.
Is he the only one who listens to this?
No, there's people listening.
Good.
And in my editor, you need to cut this shit out.
Which one?
All the stuff where you're talking. It's rude.
You have an editor?
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You can cut around this. But I was glad that you've been hilarious. I get to do an intro now to tell people that you do comedy.
oh yeah, I do comedy. I've known Jason for a long time.
15 days.
I've known you since 2000.
Yeah.
15 years. It's 2015. I've known you. I've known you for a long time. I've been up to Canada. You've been down here.
You came out to England.
England, Scandinavia. We met up. We were both there crossing paths.
Finland? Did we do Finland?
No, I think
No,
we were
we
in Norway at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe we were in Finland at the
Probably
I don't
earlier.
Remember, yeah. I was in London when you were with that with Renee.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She
How's she doing?
She manages a strip club in Norway.
Does she?
Yeah.
Blick. I love how South Africans say
Afrikaans.
Blick.
Blick.
He's Blick.
Or colored, which was one we kind of like, what?
Yeah.
But they have a whole different
Yeah,
measuring stick there.
Yeah, they just are racist. You you're friends with her still though, eh?
No.
No.
She's no, I saw her in Norway there in Bergen 4 or 5 years ago with her boyfriend. I have no ill will towards her.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's on a string of relationships that have been in the toilet, but I'm too selfish, I think, to be involved with anybody.
Probably, yeah. And you travel a lot.
Difficult.
And you're a little selfish, yeah.
I have to be. I have to be for what I do and the way I do it.
And you like beaver. What are you gonna do? You're a beaver hunter.
I like the company of women.
Yeah. For a night or two.
I think some of my best relationships have been, of course, of a weekend.
That's great, man. That's really great. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
What's the longest relationship you've been in?
6 years on and off with Melanie.
6 years?
Yeah, Melanie. We're still
that
good
must have
friends.
been terrible.
We're good friends. She's a lawyer, she's an attorney now. Got kids, and we're close friends. She's one of my closest friends, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah. And
After
then
that,
Amy was 3. You remember Amy?
Yeah.
That was 3 years. We don't talk that much, but when we do, it's very cordial, friendly now. Took a while. We didn't speak for 3 years after that.
Yeah.
Then I was with my ex before for 2.5, and now I've been with my current girlfriend for a little over a year. Time flies. So
How'd you meet her?
I met her at a show.
Ooh.
How do we meet people?
Exactly.
All through
It's all a
comedy.
show.
It's all
So,
comedy.
I have no
I've never met anyone.
life.
I've never met anyone
Concerts.
outside of comedy. I was talking about that with Hannibal when I was doing shows with Hannibal. He's like, he loves comedy. He was saying that it's kind of a negative thing. It's like because it's a little limiting as far as like your experience in life. Is like almost everyone you meet is somehow
associated.
through comedy.
L.A. even more so because you've got the extension of the business.
Yeah, but it's either like you meet a person who was in the audience of a show or somebody in the business, or somehow it's through
Well, they're
the
attracted
filter.
to the same thing, and somewhere in the middle, somebody who likes to watch comedy and somebody who does comedy. There's automatically there's not a lot of bridging.
Yeah,
Out of that.
yeah. I haven't met anyone outside of comedy. I don't even remember how long. Or TV or whatever the things I'm doing now. It's all the same.
Well, it's hard when you. It's not like you're taking holidays.
We don't. No, I
There's
took
no holidays.
1 week. I did go to Mexico last year for a week. You need that.
My trip to Thailand was great. Yeah. Boy, are my balls tired.
Lady boys. You didn't have one lady boy out there?
No, I was with Agnes.
Oh.
We went to
Agnes.
Yeah.
Agnes.
We went to Thailand, which I thought was a good trip.
So you never hooked up with a tranny?
No.
Never wanted to? You got any hot ones, friends?
Hot trannies?
Yeah. Not transvestites. There's a difference. You should know.
What do you mean?
You're into this alternative lifestyle. You don't know the difference? You got your cross-dressers.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Izzard's a cross-dresser, but he's straight.
Yeah.
You have your transvestites who dress up like women, but they don't take hormones or believe that they're women, biologically, like, in their mentally. And then transgendered or
cut.
They a lot of
dick,
time,
hormones.
Yeah, that's post-op
chin
transgendered.
plucks, eyebrow thinning.
They're women, yeah. They're women.
They shave down your hips and push your bag into your pussy.
Women born into men's body, like my character. She's a pre-op transsexual, Marisa. Yeah. I'm always fascinated by it because I believe, I know it's true that nature, that's just how it is. Some people come out as a spectrum and, they're born as men, but...
just because you're the majority, it doesn't mean you're right.
No. Why would someone do that? If they're...
Why do you think all these world problems come so easily solved through stand-up comics?
Because we tell the truth, and we tell it in a way that brings people together. Laughter. We get to the commonality that we all have as humans, is that we all have emotions, and deep down we all want love, we want to be loved, we want to laugh, we want to have a good time. So
I think I'm really going for the different demographic than that. Serial killers.
Serial
think I'm
killers
hilarious.
don't laugh. Yeah, that's not real. It's not
I got an
genuine.
email from a cannibal in France.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Not too much. He liked my stuff. He's actually a mortician now.
Oh yeah.
His name's Nickel Claus.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, he's like, oh, there's somebody out there for me.
He's a good painter too. He's a good painter.
Yeah, a lot of them have been. John Wayne Gacy was a good painter.
Yeah.
Hitler used to paint too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like good painters.
Yeah. He ate some people?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, that was cool. What'd you write back to him? Hey,
Eh.
man, fan of your work as well?
Yeah, I'd like to maybe we can come by your place and have a sandwich sometime.
Is that the only one, or you've had other ones? Do criminals like your stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an element of rebellious behavior on stage that I think
is that
people that are
that sounds like it was pulled from a New York Times article. Jason Rouse, there's an element of rebellious
behavior.
Yeah, your
I like
stuff
it.
your stuff's dark.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
What's so dark about it?
You don't think it's dark?
Nah.
You don't think it's a little dark?
I think I revel in the idea of this uncomfortable subject matter.
It's dark.
What's so dark? What's the dark one?
The subjects. What isn't? Show me the one that isn't.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah, that's
The
about
opening.
The opening. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I do. But I think
we were talking about this earlier. You went, I think as you got older, it got darker and darker. You were
No,
definitely at the forefront of like Jackass and all that. You were right there at that beginning when all that was happening.
They were trying to.
You were more silly and outrageous, and then I think as you got older, your humor got darker.
Plus, a product of my environment. You know, I hang out with a lot of
Derelicts.
and dark people. You know,
Yeah.
listen to music. It kind of reflects your perspective.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. I mean, but no, there's comics who like the same music you that aren't quite as dark.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them.
They're called fucking nerds.
No, there's a lot of heavy metal guys, that aren't as dark as you. Even I'm thinking of a bunch right now.
I'm not a heavy metal guy.
You like heavy metal.
I do like heavy metal.
Death metal. There's a lot of guys that listen to that.
Huh?
There's I'm thinking.
What do you listen to? You
um,
still playing your Billy Joel records, shoving your hairbrush up your ass?
Who am I thinking of right now?
The boss.
He's had the heavy metal show for years. I'm just Jim Florentine.
Yeah.
Florentine's into metal.
He's in the metal. There's a bunch. Steve Hughes,
There's a bunch.
Brian
yeah.
Posehn.
Yeah. Steve Hughes is a huge metal guy, and his material's
Steve
not
Hughes is the
even nearly
metal
as
guy.
dark as yours.
I think Steve Hughes is the
Biggest metalhead.
yeah
Yeah.
plays and rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I mean,
That has nothing to do with me.
no, but I'm saying similar tastes.
Oh, and not so grim.
Not so
Yeah.
dark, yeah. Your stuff is very, very dark.
It's like a hate crime with a laugh track.
Yeah, it's all the way you can go. It's as far as you can go.
It is.
Yeah.
It is the darkest.
Mm-hmm. It's dark. It's dark.
And speaking of the
it
darkest, you can buy my comedy album, Rotten, at jasonrouse.com.
Plug that away.
Buy it.
Buy it.
Bandcamp.
It'll make a great coaster.
It'll
for
be.
your,
You can buy a hard copy or a digital copy for $6.66.
nobody's buying a hard copy. It's 2015.
Listen, people like this shit.
Okay, well then.
Did
you know,
you did a Comedy
I'm
Central.
sitting on one. I did a Comedy Central,
Was
but
it a half hour?
half hour. But I'm sitting on an album right now. I have it recorded. I just haven't put it out. I recorded it in Madison, Wisconsin, and maybe I will put it out.
How long ago?
Last year. I've been sitting on it for a year.
Yeah,
I haven't gone and edited it.
I recorded mine in April. I didn't put it out until Halloween.
I mean, how much money do you make from an album? That's the thing.
It's not
I'm
about that. It's like doing a podcast.
yeah, I know, but like, I just want to do an hour.
Then just do a Louis C.K. style and just put it on your website and people can download it.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Well, you've been a high energy guest on the show. You're slowly sliding into this. It looks like someone puked in the corner of a love seat.
This is how I always say it. I think this has been a great conversation.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, then I should hit record and we'll try it from the top.
How long we been going?
15 hours.
Oh my God, 52 minutes
Yeah.
already. Jesus Christ, look how time flies.
What do you need?
What do I need?
Who finds you?
Oh, you want me to plug away? I don't want your fans to find me. Guys, my name has been Manola Zontanos.
My fans, they might like your stuff.
Yeah? No, they definitely will if they like good stuff. Well, no, they like you, so... Ooh.
I'm one of the greatest.
You're one of the greatest of
You'll
all
miss me
time.
when I'm gone.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm leaving.
No.
Open the window. Ah!
Just follow me on Twitter. Of course, that's where you can find all my stuff if you're interested.
And your tranny character and your...
Maurisa, Mr. Panos. Yeah, you can go check those out as well if you want to see some of that. And that's it.
That sounds great.
Follow me on Twitter, Yannis Pappas. That's all. All one word, Yannis Pappas. I'm a good person. Yeah, I'm the one slowing down your podcast right now. You just put down the mic and logging on your computer so you can do more scrolling with your day. What are you doing? We're recording.
Yeah, I know, but they can cut this.
Oh, okay.
That's not going to be out this week.
Look how organized you are. Different colors, too.
Oh, yeah. On a November 30th, you can catch me at the Parlor on Melrose Avenue. And then on Wednesday, December 2nd, I fucked up again. On November 23rd, November 23rd, I'll be at the Parlor on Melrose Avenue. And then on Wednesday, the 25th, I'll be at Tiffany's on Vine, which is at Hollywood Boulevard in Vine, and then over to Loaded for some cocktails.
Ooh.
And then I'll be doing American Thanksgiving. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Ooh, hanging out with my family. So.
Turkey and stuff?
Yeah, turkey. Family.
I love Thanksgiving dinner. It's delicious.
I hate it. I'm not a big fan of turkey.
No?
No.
Turkey's great.
It's too dry.
Buddy.
I don't like it.
You can get it so it's not so dry.
You need a little, gravy on it.
Yeah, you put a bit of that sauce.
I love Christmas. I'm not a Thanksgiving guy.
What do you do on Christmas?
Family.
Yeah, I know, but it's
But I
turkey.
just like the spirit. I like the songs. I like the decorations.
Ugh.
I like the season.
That queer that sits on the top of the fucking Christmas tree.
Santa, love that.
Fuck that
I
guy.
You don't like Christmas, huh?
No.
No.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I had my Christmas.
What was it?
October 30th.
What's that?
Devil's Night.
Now, what does the devil do? How does he help you? He gives you strength.
It's my inner voice.
Oh God, it's all ridiculous.
You're dickless.
So you're just as religious as everybody. You just worship it. What is it?
Just worshiping Satan means you worship yourself.
You're just a selfish piece of garbage.
I'm a selfish piece of garbage with a bit of a heart.
Oh, Satan appreciates that. But what is Satan? Is he bad? What is he?
You just know he.
So who's the goat?
I don't know.
Explain. Stop trying to keep
It's
it secret.
genderless.
I can go fucking Google this shit.
It's a
Just admit
hermaphrodite.
it, yeah.
Satan is a hermaphrodite.
He's a hermaphrodite. And he puts a goat's head on, and what does he do? Who does he sacrifice?
Anybody who gets in his way.
Yeah. And so he's trying to tear through the world.
I could chop someone's head off with a sword.
It's all garbage. I'm here to tell you it's all garbage. It's just as much garbage as religion. It's all garbage.
It's all garbage.
Nobody knows what's going on.
This whole planet is garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm here to fix it.
We are just cockroaches on this puppy.
Fleas on a donkey's dick.
There's no devil.
I never said there was. You did.
Well, you're a Satan worshiper.
Thanks for being on the show.
There is no God.